Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kent. The channel is EOS San Diego, and I talk about the EOS blockchain every single night. And of course, the London Hackathon is in process as we are speaking. Should be over with by tomorrow, Saturday right now. Obviously, there are 9, 10, or more than that. They're quite a few hours ahead of where we're at in San Diego. I believe it's the next morning, so it's Sunday morning, Sunday morning probably in London right now. But what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about the universal basic income proposal that Dan Larimer has made. This is very interesting because what Dan Larimer is doing is he's actually thinking beyond the normal ways people think about blockchain. Most people think of blockchain in the way of developing dApps, in the way of doing things on the blockchain, creating activities, airdrops, ICOs, all the other stuff. But Dan Larimer is thinking much deeper than that. He's thinking about how to redistribute resources in the world and how everybody can have a basic income, a universal basic income, a UBI. This shows that Dan Larimer is thinking way ahead of a lot of people. Most people not thinking this deeply about blockchain and all the things blockchain can do. What I think he's saying, he's basically saying blockchain can really rethink the way we think about the world, or restructure or rethink the world. That's what the title of this video will be, EOS Rethinking the World. Because Dan Larimer has put kind of into a way of thinking, and really in a mathematical way, that the world resources can be distributed in such a way that everybody has a basic income. Everybody has a right to a certain inheritance for their time and for the amount of resources available in the world at the time that they exist, or the time that they inhabit the world. And this is very high-level thinking and very interesting, and I agree with it, because this is restructuring and rethinking the world on blockchain level, in the way of thinking about blockchain. And of course, we're trying to do the same thing with the Challenge app. We're trying to think of ways for people to better their lives, to be able to do better, be able to make monetize activities, be able to challenge somebody for better behavior. So there is really a far greater purpose behind the blockchain than just to create airdrops and different activities. There is a way to really better people's lives around the world, around the globe. This is what Dan Larimer is talking about with universal income, a universal income plan, or a basic universal income. So everybody has a standard of life, a standard of living, a way to support themselves, a way to exist in this universe, in the way to exist in this world. And this UBI is very, very interesting. I'm glad Dan's thinking this way, because I have a lot more appreciation for him and his project, knowing that this is the kind of person that he is, that he thinks in a way that he's thinking about the bigger picture, mankind in general, and not just in, worker proposal plans or worker proposal projects, which is what kind of thing got this started, which is the worker proposal I can't remember what they call it, worker proposal fund, I guess. 5% inflation on EOS every year, 1% goes to the block producers, and of course 4% is for worker proposal fund for new projects. But Dan Larimer's thinking a lot deeper than that. He's thinking about a universal basic income for everybody in the world, of course outside of EOS, but a way maybe to track it and keep track of it on EOS, and a way to maybe divide it up on EOS. Of course, we all know about the Bancor algorithm and a way of distributing resources on the Bancor algorithm. I don't know how that plays into this universal basic income, but this is higher thinking, higher level thinking, and this is why I love the blockchain and why I'm so appreciative of Dan Larimer's projects, because he's a very intelligent man, and he's trying to include so much more than just basic blockchain coding, and I'm losing my light, basic blockchain ideas. He's trying to expand it into a universal way for everybody to have an income. And obviously, I have the same feelings about everybody. I mean, there's a lot of people in this world that have more than they need, and there's a lot of people that don't have as much as they need. And of course, we all bear that burden, because nobody should think that they just are better than somebody else because they worked harder, or they're smarter or more intelligent or something. None of us got a fair shot in this world. All of us have one thing that we have over another, somebody else or something else. But none of us have earned anything that we have. We've all been given it to it. It's actually been given to us by some other power beyond us. None of us decided where we're to be born and what economic state to be in when we got to this world. Some of us got more fortunate than others. And if we were more fortunate, then we need to figure out a way to make everybody's life more equal, more better, and not in a socialist or communist way, but in a way that just is able to reallocate resources or better utilize resources, so that one person has so much that they could never ever need it, and have somebody else that needs it. For instance, Bill Gates has all of his basic needs met forever, and all of his generations beyond him forever. So the extra wealth that he has should be able to help somebody else in some way. And I think he tries to do that by helping third world countries with vaccinations and all this other stuff. Regardless of what you think about vaccinations, I think his intentions are good. He's trying to do something good in the world. So that's what Dan Larimer's talking about. Dan Larimer's talking about just redistributing ways that some people that have more should be able to help other people that don't. Not, like I say, in a communist or socialist way, but in a way of just being able to give out of, out of just the generosity of the world, of trying to be fair with the world, try to be fair, not being fair with the world, but just try to be as honest as you can about the fact that not everybody has the same standards of life, and that they should have better standards of life. And there's enough resources in the world that the resources should be able to care for everybody. That's the problem. The problem is the resources aren't being allocated in such a way for everybody to be cared for. And that's what Dan's trying to do, and that's what Dan's thinking about. It's just the reallocation of resources in a way that everybody has a certain standard or a certain basic income, a certain basic standard of life. This is what this is all about. I'm rambling, and I don't even know how much I'm being followed here by what I'm saying, because I'm not really. I'm kind of saying it in a general way, and kind of just off the top of my head way of saying it. But this is really a good thing, and I'm glad Dan's doing it, and I'm excited about it, and I hope something comes of it, because I do believe that the resources of this world could be better utilized and better used for a basic, for more people to be able to have a better standard of life, better standard of life. And I've talked about that before on this channel. I'm not somebody that thinks that certain people should have everything because you earned it, or because you were inherited it, or you got given it however, that's just the way it was for you. But you need to think about how other people live in this world too, and how they exist, and how they should be able to have food, water, places to live, things like that. We should all be thinking about that, because that just makes the world a better place. One of the things I love about California is that California is a place that really does try to make everybody, it tries to take care of everybody. I mean, I know people hate California. They think it's a very highly taxed state, and that people that have businesses are overburdened with taxes and so. But I do think California tries to do a pretty good job of taking care of everybody. A lot better job than a lot of states. So I admire California for that, and that's why I love living here, and I never want to leave, because I love California for making sure that that everybody's basic needs are trying to be met as well as they can. I know a lot of people complain about it, but from what I see, and I go to a lot of town meetings, a lot of things, try to get involved as much as I can. I do see California making a strong effort to try to make sure everybody has a certain standard of life, and I appreciate that, and I thank the people from California for doing that. And it's not just the politicians; it's a lot of people that do this here in California, that try to make life better. That's why it's such a beautiful place to live, and that's why I love it so much, and that's why I talk about it, and that's why I always say that I'm from San Diego and I'm from California, because I appreciate this place. I appreciate what's being done here, and I appreciate the fact that people are trying to make everybody have a certain quality of life. So anyway, I've gotten on my soapbox tonight. I just wanted to talk about this, and like I say, I admire Dan Larimer. I think that this is a wonderful idea, wonderful plan. I'm glad he's talking about this stuff, because this gives me all the more enthusiasm about EOS. It gives me all the more excitement about EOS. It makes me think that the people care at EOS, and that Dan Larimer cares, and that the people of Block 1 care. And that gets me all the more excited about building and doing and talking about EOS, because I think the people care, and I think they want to do better in the world. And I appreciate that. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.